My video response to episode 222. 222. Congratulations, guys, on that. I think that's a cool number. But anyway, let's get into it, hey? That was really good to have Pappy on there. Shame to hear that Pipes is sick. Hope he gets better soon. But it was good to have Pappy on there again. So let's get into it. You guys went through a lot of info in that, like a lot. And I really like it. It's quite a mammoth of an episode. But just off a few little points I've got here, let's talk about, what do we got here? Picks. Custom picks. Or custom picks, signature picks. I don't really have any signature picks. I've got a Chimera pick from when I saw them play in Australia. It was weird. I was like walking back to the car and this van pulls up. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck's going on here? And the guy comes out there with his high voice. You guys want some Chimera picks? I'm like, what? So, dude, I'm cool, man, I'm cool. And he's like, come closer. I'm like, I don't want to come closer, man. He goes, put out your hand. I'm like, okay. So I put out my hand, and he just dumps like 10 plectrums in my hand. I was like, oh, thanks, that's what you're talking about. I thought they were going to try to rape me or something. Telling some, guy walking back to his car to jump into a van full of dudes. But anyway, so yeah, actually talking about those triangle picks, PT and Pappy, I got a couple of these, and I like them. They're just massive, they're giant, and they're kind of uncomfortable. They're not bad for playing acoustic because you can hold it sort of like there, and you can really dig in. Really dig in and make your strings vibrate like hell and rattle and everything if that's what you're into. But yeah, no, it is. I think it's kind of silly, but everyone's different. These obviously work for some people. Another pick I've got here that's cool. I don't know if this will focus up that close. Maybe I leave my hand. There you go. Is a Dava control pick. Now it goes thinner in the middle, so depending on where you grip it is depending on how stiff it gets. Now, I think it's a good idea in theory, but I think it's actually, in practice, it's rather silly because when you play, you don't necessarily move all the way down your pick. Well, I don't anyway. And like I move around a fair bit depending on the technique I'm using and the style, but I expect it to be the same rigidness, you could say. And playing this it's just way too different. The feeling's just way too different. I'm going to change the way I strum, the way I pick too much when I move my fingers around to get a different sound, different technique. It's just way too... The variation from, absolute floppiness, because, these things can bend right over, to going up to full-on stiff. It's just too different for me. It might work for some people, I guess. For bloody $3 a pick, though, they're kind of rip-off. So, but yeah, no, I think these things, I like how these go to a point. But they're a little bit too small for me, just a little bit too small. Kind of good for lead work, but, I don't always play lead, just can't. But what I am favouring these days is this thing. I don't know what it is. It's a Lux pick, Grover Almond, made in Australia. Yeah. It's a 1.15 mil, very rigid, goes to a bit more of a point there, and this is great, really good for chugging, good for picking chords. I don't really like it that much on my acoustic, it's a bit aggressive, but playing electric, I love it. I haven't been able to play other ones since. But here's something interesting, guys. You ever drink Grolsch beer? Grolsch beer in the bigger bottles with like the flip top sort of I don't know, lid on them. Now, go out and get yourself a Grolsch. They come in 2 packs. I think they're like 600 or 700 ml bottles or something like that. And go out, and the seal that seals the top on these funny like flip-top beers, I wish I had one to show you guys, you can pull this off, this seal. It's just a piece of rubber, but what you can use it for is a strap lock. Put your guitar strap on, put this over your, I can't remember what they're called anymore. I've called them strap locks, so I always use Dunlop strap locks. But yeah, your strap button, put this over your strap button, and locks in your guitar strap. It won't fall off. Well, that was a great idea. And you get to have a drink. What else is next? PT with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Dude, I was really looking forward to that sort of segment commentary, you could say, and some pictures. That sucks. I guess the reason why they don't want people to take pictures is because then they're not going to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Is what I can sort of think what they're thinking of in their mind, but I just think that's silly. You know, that's just silly. Oh, it's like going to the zoo and you're not allowed to bring a camera. Maybe you're not in some zoos. So, but that sucked to do. But it was good that you got to go there. Yeah, one thing with Robert Trujillo, you know what? I didn't realize how old he is. I was looking up on the wiki. He's 46. I thought he was like 30 at the most. So yeah, he's been around. He's been around a fair bit. I know what you mean by it. It's kind of odd having him, next to Metallica and what sort of thing. But then I guess you have to think of it. Metallica could pretty much choose any sort of metal bass player they wanted to, and of all the people in the world, they chose him. So he must be doing something right. He's obviously doing something better than Jason Newsted with his same look, wearing his Metallica shirt for his own band, and you can't hear his bass. So anyway, but anyways, dude, at least you got to go there and check it out. Hopefully one day I'll make it to the States of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What have you got? Pappy, your review on the Orange TH30. So sounds like this is the amp for you. It was a short review, but it's straight to the point, and I like that. You know, it looks. I'm just looking at the picture of it now. It looks like it's got some serious build quality going on there, and yeah, I mean, I agree. Like you can't just have one amp. You know, and no matter what people say about amps, they say this amp can do everything, blah blah blah. They can't. They really can't, unless you get a modeling amp, and then sometimes it's just not the same. But yeah, I think you need more than one amp. I mean, I've only got this thing and the practice amp at the moment. I gave all my Line 6 amps away because they're absolute fucking rubbish. But anyway, so I'm hoping to get something that has got just enough gain, as much gain as that can do metal without having to use a pedal, but has sort of a different tonal characteristics. So no, I do agree. You know, I think you probably need about 3 amplifiers to cover a lot of different things that you would play to have that type of versatility. One thing I do like doing is running 2 amps at the same time, and because even though sometimes I used to run that and the Line 6 at the same time, and sort of get that fuller stereo sort of sound out of it. And yeah, sounds kind of huge and big having 2 amplifiers. I've heard that Adam Jones from Tool, he uses 3 amplifiers, one dedicated to bass, one to mids, and one to treble. But that could just be BS because, who knows, I read in a magazine. But no, that was a cool review, really liked it, and hopefully you'll be able to own one of those one day. So what's next? Bliss Jam. I know what you guys are saying, like Pappy, you're saying people don't have to jam. And to be honest, like I'm terrified of jamming with others. I'll perform in front of anyone. If I know what I'm playing, and I'll play and sing in front of anyone. That's not the issue. The issue is like you were saying, PT, having that chemistry. Saying because you can't just jam with a lot of people. You've got to make sure you're willing to be on the same page. You want to play the same type of music. If you're going to start playing lead, if you know how to play lead, if you know enough, like you're saying, Pap, if you know enough about theory and about keys and that sort of thing, you say, oh, let's take this off in the key of G, and you're just like, what the hell? I don't know a lot of that stuff. I look at chord charts all the time. If I've got a chord chart in front of me, that's not an issue, but yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. So yeah, and it's funny, like you meet some musicians and they kind of pressure you into jamming because they love it so much, but I guess it's not for everyone. It comes down to, are you content with what you're doing? I'm content with just sitting in my bedroom, or spare room of my house, I should say, and just playing anything, even if it's the same stuff over and over again. I'm just happy doing that. I'm at a level, well, obviously as a guitarist you always want to be better, but you know what, like I just like playing guitar, whatever it is. And I don't like the pressures of, people say, oh, let's jam, oh, come on, you got to keep up with us, keep up, it's your turn to take the lead and things like that. I think that's what guitar is about. It's about having fun. And if you're not having fun, well, then there's no point in picking it up and playing, regardless of what you're doing, regardless of what level you're at, who you're playing with, what style, doesn't matter as long as you're having fun, and that's the way I see it. You know, I play a lot of the same stuff over years and years, and you know, I've rejected people that want to jam with me and things like that because I'm just not interested in that. I'm just content with what I've got. I've jammed with a few people, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like sometimes you just don't want to do it, and that's perfectly fine. You know, that's it's your personal preference. You know, guitar is a very personal thing, and you like your guitar. You know, you want to play things your way. You like things your way. That's just the way it is. One thing I do hate, though, which one of my friends did, people that brag to their other friends about how they know someone that plays guitar, and then they talk you up a lot, and then when you meet them and there's a guitar there, they say, "Oh, here, play us a nice solo now." Holy shit, where'd this come from? You know. So yeah, it's just about not having the pressure of it, and I see it, and having fun. You know, having fun in your own way with the guitar. So anyway, let's get off this rant because I'll keep talking about it. But Blistock should be fun because, you know, the lovely guys going are basically from the forum, and we've all known each other really, really well. I wish I could make it, but I can't. So, but anyway, the second review, the Parker Fly. Like I've said previous to Pappy, you know, I think Parker Flies are phenomenal guitars. I mean, they are up there. They're really up there with, you know, some of the best guitars that I've ever played. The finish of them, the workmanship, you know, craftsmanship that goes with them, ease of playing, how comfortable they are. I'd like one. The body shape doesn't appeal to me as much as other guitars do, which is one of the things that stopped me from getting one, apart from the price tag. Because if I'm going to go out and buy a Parker, I don't want a cheap one. I want the decent, you know, pro-level guitar, regardless of what I'm going to play on it. It's what I want. So I'm just not prepared to put down that type of money on a guitar as yet. So, and the second-hand market in Australia isn't so big, and I don't trust a lot of second-hand stuff. It's just what I have in my head. And a lot of stuff I bought second-hand is broken or has cracks in it, and things like that. I haven't really bought that many things, but I prefer the peace of mind of brand new. Of course, unless you can find a deal, unless you can inspect the guitar yourself. So hopefully the second-hand market will build up in Australia and there'll be more variety. But anyway, I know Parkers do. They're phenomenal, phenomenal guitars. I liked you guys' book rant on Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. I had the Lord of the Rings book set. I couldn't read it. I read some. I read bits and pieces here and there. I read The Hobbit. I thought that was a better story personally, but yeah, not really my cup of tea. But I do have Harry Potter. But I have not read the book. I read the first chapter, but I have listened to the audiobook, which I think is heaps better than reading the book, because one, you can listen to it anywhere while you're driving, that sort of thing. And the voice actor that does it puts on these voices, and he really gets into it. It's a great story. I saw the movie and I thought that sucked. The first half, they missed out a shitload of the book, didn't really follow it all that well. I didn't think so. And well, then again, the first half of the book is kind of boring, probably the first 3 quarters. But you know, yeah, it didn't really appeal to me. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good story, Harry Potter. So anyway, I'm going to get off that because this is about music. What else? Last thing, the guitarist of the week, James Hetfield. Finally, like you were saying, Pappy, finally. I really like Metallica. They're not my favourite band. They're one of my favourite live bands. I've seen them twice the last 2 times they came to Australia, and they just put on such a good show, such a great show. I'm really glad it was James Hetfield, not Kirk Hammett. I'm not a big Kirk Hammett fan. I mean, he's a phenomenal guitarist and everything, but James Hetfield is more of the guitar hero for me rather than Kirk Hammett, even though it's probably more because he's a singer as well, and I'm getting into singing and that sort of thing. But no, I thought that was really cool. You know, you guys went through quite a long Guitarist of the Week on him. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. So anyway, guys, I'm going to cut this here because I've been talking for way too long. But can't wait to hear the next episode. Good to have you back on the show, Pappy. And yeah, bliss on, guys.